How often do you find yourself thinking about the Roman Empire? Lately, it seems like the answer for many men is, quite frequently. A recent social media trend has shown an undeniable fascination with this ancient civilization. And why not? The Roman Empire's influence on our current society is immense, pervading our politics, architecture, education, language, and laws. When you walk into a government building, you're stepping into a structure inspired by Roman architecture. When you engage in political discourse, you're participating in a system modeled after Roman governance. Your education, the words you speak, even the laws you abide by, echo the legacy of Rome. Every day we're surrounded by remnants of the Roman Empire subtly shaping our lives. This isn't something new. It's been there since the founding of our modern societies. What's new, however, is the crises men are facing today. And it's in these trying times that the Roman Empire's legacy seems to resonate more than ever. The world is in turmoil, and many men today are grappling with a polycrisis. This term, coined by economic historian Adam Tooze, refers to a situation where various shocks compound upon each other to create something more profound and impactful than any individual crisis. Men today are feeling the brunt of this polycrisis. In response, we're seeing the rise of figures like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, men's rights activists who often reference ancient philosophies in their discourse. These men are not just seeking respectability, they're tapping into a burgeoning trend, the resurgence of Stoicism. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that prizes discipline over pleasure-seeking, is making a comeback. It's being discussed in Silicon Valley boardrooms, featured in popular podcasts, and is the subject of numerous newsletters. In the face of the current polycrisis, Stoicism provides a framework for understanding and navigating the challenges of life. For men, life in the 2020s feels as if the world suddenly turned on them, hence the rise of the masculinity polycrisis. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a true Stoic, has been rising in popularity. It's not just his name that's been echoing through the corridors of time, but his philosophy, his wisdom, and more importantly, his Stoicism. This Stoicism, a school of thought that thrived in the ancient times of Greece and Rome, is experiencing a revival in the modern era, particularly among men navigating the challenges of the 21st century. Consider Aurelius's Meditations, a series of personal writings that have become a bestseller in recent years. It's not hard to see why. In his Meditations, Aurelius extols the virtues of duty, the rejection of excessive luxury, and maintaining composure in the face of situations beyond one's control. His words strike a chord with men today, grappling with a rapidly changing world, a world that often feels like it's spiraling out of control. In the face of what some are calling a masculinity polycrisis, men are turning to the wisdom of the past to navigate the present. Aurelius's thoughts on duty resonate with those who feel a sense of responsibility towards their families, their communities, and themselves. His admonishments against luxurious lifestyles echo with those who are seeking to distance themselves from the excesses of consumer culture. His teachings on maintaining calm, even when everything around you is in chaos, offer a beacon of hope and stability in uncertain times. Indeed, the Stoicism of Marcus Aurelius and other Roman figures is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a living, breathing philosophy that is finding renewed relevance in today's world. From Silicon Valley elites to everyday men, Stoicism is being embraced as a guide to living a fulfilling, resilient life. The Roman Empire's influence on modern masculinity is undeniable, as seen in the resurgence of Stoic principles and the popularity of Marcus Aurelius. As men navigate the modern world's challenges, the Roman Empire continues to offer guidance and inspiration.
Have you ever paused to ponder how the roles of men in society have transformed over the centuries? It's a fascinating journey, and one that often takes us back to the roots of our civilization. Consider, for instance, the Roman era, an era that both celebrated and codified patriarchy, yet also sowed the seeds of its eventual transformation. The Roman Empire didn't create patriarchy, but it did inscribe it into law. The legal status of pater familias, or the family patriarch, held sway over the family and its estate. These were privileges that men of the time took for granted, but might find elusive in our modern world. Slaves, too, were under the comprehensive care of the pater familias. While slavery in ancient Rome didn't follow racial lines, it set a precedent used in later societies, including America's antebellum South, to justify the labor entitlement of slave owners over their dependents. But the Roman era wasn't simply about maintaining the status quo. It also set in motion a gradual limitation of patriarchal powers. The Roman legal concept of bonus pater familias, or diligence pater familias, became the touchstone for reasonable and diligent behavior. In courts from Spain to Canada, this concept has been used to establish negligence, setting a standard of care that transcends status and gender. The question is no longer about who you are, but how you behave. Is your conduct that of a proverbial good family father? Fast forward to today, and the landscape is unrecognizable. Men today face an array of challenges, from economic instability to mental health issues. Research suggests that men react poorly to a loss of status, with those experiencing downward mobility 4 times more likely to suffer from depression. In contrast, women, despite being twice as likely to be downwardly mobile, don't experience the same decline in well-being. As we navigate this age of crises, competence has become a highly prized attribute. Yet the responses we see are often steeped in misogyny and anger, leading to a rise in poor mental health. Men are increasingly seeking to spend more time with their families, perhaps as a remedy to these struggles. We're seeing a rise in stay-at-home dads, a trend that used to be limited to periods of severe economic downturns. So, the modern man is seeking answers, purpose, and a sense of family. If these remain unattainable, we might brace ourselves for reactions far more severe than wistful fantasies about bygone empires. In summary, the journey from the Roman era to the present day has seen a significant shift in the roles and expectations of men. From the powerful pater familias of the Roman Empire to the modern man grappling with a changing world, the transformation has been profound. And as we continue on this path, it's essential to understand and address the unique challenges men face today for the well-being of individuals and society.